Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Today is Thursday, August 14th, and so we've had 3 days of the week in the books. I want to respond to a question I was asked last week by one of the subscribers on the channel, and he was asking me whether I was seeing the megaphone pattern in the major indices. So let's talk about that. So what I'm going to do is let's just start off here with the Dow Diamonds, and he was talking about on the weekly patterns. Okay, so here's where we sit with the weekly pattern. This week right now is not complete yet. Okay, that's the week that we're currently in. We still have 2 more days of trading. I do not see a megaphone, what I call a broadening top type pattern that I typically like to see. I'm just not seeing it in the Dow Industrials. Okay, so this is the Dow Diamonds ETF. Let's take a look at IWM, because on IWM I am not seeing it also. Okay, this particular index has really struggled, and I'm just not seeing any kind of broadening top that is, that bearish formation. And these broadening tops were originally kind of seen back in 1929, mostly on the daily charts. Okay, but if you do see it on a weekly, it does have even more bearish implications. So let's take a look at the SPY. All right, so here's the SPY. Now this one, it does have somewhat of a megaphone broadening top type pattern, but I gotta say, I don't really like this part of it all that much, because I really like to see a little more defined pattern to the, to the megaphone, to the broadening top. And this just seems like it's all just a little too much of the upward move, but it's kind of there. So I would say this one is, I got rid of my cursor. This one is really a question mark as to whether or not it's there or not. Okay, but when we go to the Qs, the Qs is a little bit clearer. It kind of jumps off the page at you a little bit more. So this does have a bearish feel to it, without a doubt. I mean, you're looking for 5 points. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and here's 5. Now, let's talk about that. A couple of things. I'm using the extended, candles to draw the trend lines on here. But, sometimes you look at this and say, well, let's just look at the bodies in here, and then let's just draw it if we're looking at the bodies and take that into consideration. And when you do that, we're getting pretty doggone close to the top up here. Now, the other thing to think about is that sometimes when you get up here in this 5th wave, it does what they call like a 5A. Okay, so it'll do this little dip and it'll come back up again, and then it'll break down like that. So we'll see whether or not that happens. I guess the big key is this is a very real pattern that's there. Okay, we just have to watch to see, does it start to reverse and start to break down, okay, which it really hasn't done yet. Now, by definition, they'll say, okay, the top's not in until this low is taken out. But I'll tell you, given the bearish implications, when this starts to flip, I'm not sure you want to wait till all the way down here to take advantage of it. So anyway, I guess out of the 4, I would say, the Qs, the Nasdaq 100 looks the most bearish, clearly jumping off the page with a broadening top. The SPY, somewhat, but I'm skeptical of it. And the other 2, I don't see it. All right, that's it for this video. If you found the video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit that little subscriber channel. And I'll see you on the next video.